before we start tonight, I want to just say a few things that we've done in March. We picked March for our musical because we're celebrating the whole month as music in our schools, and it's a national observance by music educators. Some of the grades have gone to the nursing home this month, put on some little programs. We have a musical tonight. Kindergarten will give something later in April, and then the 5th and 6th grade chorus will give a concert in May. So we all couldn't do something in March. It was just too many kids in such a short time. Before we start the play tonight, I want to just give you a little brief synopsis of what it's about. It's a little easier to understand. It's about a radio station that is really going under. Sponsors aren't sending them money or giving them money because they just think the radio station is not worth listening to. Terrible music, they don't keep up on their news, etc. And it is, the station is headed by a person called Fred E. Dud, and that's what he is he's a dud. In real life, he's not a dud, though. Then we have a person, his name is Mr. Bottom Line. He's the one that has the good idea of let's host live on the air entertainment. And we're going to take the air away from Mr. Dud, and at the same time Mr. Dud doesn't know this is happening, so he thinks he's on the air really making big hit, and really he's not on the air at all because Carrie Bottomline has taken the air away from him and is having live entertainment. This live entertainment that comes on the air is such a big hit that the sponsors just call in and they say, I want to sponsor your radio station. You really have tremendous music on your station. And then the play kind of ends right there, that the station has made a comeback and they're not going to go under after all. So this is kind of the whole gist of the whole play. And when you leave tonight, I'd like you to look at the artwork out there if you haven't already. This is from 4th grade art, and they've also did the little poster that says radio station K.I.D.S. out in the foyer, or out in the hall. And they also did my bulletin board in the music room for Music Month. So art and music just go hand in hand. So I think without any more further delay, we'll start radio station K.I.D.S.
Station K.I.D.S. Good morning. Yes, Mrs. Venerable, Mr. Bottomline is in his office. I'll ring him for you. That Mrs. Venerable, she really took her nasty pills this morning. If you think Mr. Bottomline can spare time, I'd like a word with him. So I realized that asking you is a mistake. Who does she think she is?
Maybe she thinks she owns the place.
Well, doesn't she own the place?
Yes, Marilyn, she owns the place from the floor right up to the tippy top of the antenna.
Well, she doesn't have to insinuate that I'm dumb.
Incinerate, Marilyn. You mean insinuate. Incinerate is to burn up.
Well, burned up is what I am.
That was Mrs. Venerable on the phone, and she has just had a session with her accountant, and she is really on the warpath. She is coming here this afternoon to have a crisis meeting about the future of station K.I.D.S. We'll have to get ready fast. Marilyn, call everybody in on the intercom right away.
Now hear this, everybody. Mr. B wants the entire staff to assemble in the front office on the double.
Solve the problem, it certainly should be solved. How can it work with all this traffic going on out here? Sorry if we disturbed you, Fred. I guess we got a little bit carried away trying to brainstorm some new ideas that might save station K.I.D.S.
You seem to forget, Mr. Bottomline. The new program ideas around here should be coming from me. After all, Mrs. Vanderbilt did appoint me as program director. It seems to me
Listen, Dad, my sales staff tell me that the banks, the department stores, the bicycle shops, the restaurants, the ice cream parlors, the hair salons, the furniture stores, the car dealers, Get to the point, Manny. I was just trying to explain to Mr. Dudd what the sponsors, or in most cases ex-sponsors, have been telling us. And that is? That they aren't buying any commercials from us because they don't think anyone is listening to our music. Well, if we don't sell commercials, well, I suppose everyone knows what that means.
That we could become a commercial-free radio station. How marvelous!
Marilyn, it means that Mrs. Venerable loses money on the station. And if she loses money, it means we lose our jobs.
Well, don't look at me. I keep telling Mrs. Venerable we need more traditional programming. We still have that Beetlehead they're carrying on. I can just hear them. This is Jimmy Stackswax, a swinging DJ, paving the way to a golden day for all you folks that work or play. And coldest winter, balmiest dismay, and music makes you want to say, hey, hey, hey. I mean, really.
Now wait just a palpitating minute, Mr. Dudd. I'm a DJ too, and I don't count you're making fun of Jimmy. After all, what Jimmy and the other DJs trying to do is liven up to your music program full of jive talk, while without dynamite, Jimmy, rotate, roll to spin the spike, this station.
What's really needed, Mr. Dudd, is more time for sportscasts. I know my fans would go for the Leroy Punt style of play-by-play action.
Quiet, Leroy. We don't need no your sports talk, do we, Mr. Dudd? I just know people like to hear more from little old slang and sultry, but subject all think about all the time. You know, the weather.
No, I really don't think, Mr. Punt or Ms. Salty, that we need either more sportscasts or more weather reports.
How about more news? I and Mickey Lennox can go out and bring enough human interest stuff to fill several slots. Hard news, soft news, gossip, scandal, whatever. Mr. Dudd, people never tire of news.
No, I don't believe we're short of any kind of news except good news from our listeners, and that news is that they are listening. I agree that the music is a problem, but I think we should take a more tried and true approach to it and give up all this DJ razzle-dazzle. I've been making a study, and today I'm going to conduct an experiment. I'm sure it will work. The music and the commentary are going to reflect off a personal philosophy which was first expressed by Alexander Pope. Be not the first by whom the new is tried, nor yet the last to lay the old aside. Today I'm planning to preempt the DJ booth and try out my ideas in person, so you, Dinah, and the other DJs can have the day off. I'm taking over for Jimmy now.
What's with him? He just came in and took over. He's trying some new experiment with the music programming. But as he reminds us, Mrs. Venerable did appoint him program director, so what can we do? Well, there goes any chance of picking up any sponsors today. We might as well start looking for jobs. There must be something we can do. There must be music people want to hear. We just need to think of a way to get it on the air. Maybe if we brainstorm about music, it might get us in the mood. It might.
But Jimmy, you don't brainstorm about music, you muse about it.
have live music, and we're going to audition it right here, right away. I've sent Mickey out to do some little recruiting, so I'll have to get ready fast. Mike, bring the microphone and slide it over here. Marilyn, we have guests.
May I help you?
Well, miss, I think this is the right place. We ran into Miss Mickey down the street, and she told us to skedaddle up here and sing something for you folks. She said if it were good enough, we might get to sing on the air.
Do come in and don't worry about having to sing on the air. You can do right here standing on the floor.
Thanks for your help, Marilyn. Right this way, folks. My name is Carrie Bottomline, and I'm the manager of Station K.I.D.S, and these are my colleagues.
Howdy, folks. Texas Smith is my name. These here are some of my kin. Tulsa Trudy, Wild Willie, and Longhorn Lil. We're ready to go if you are.
Great. What will you be doing?
Music.
What kind of music?
What's he mean, Trudy?
Only kind there is, I reckon, country music.
We're not guilty of Trudy. There's also Western.
And there's bluegrass.
Let's stop jawing about our music and get at it. We call this my good old country fiddle.
Before
Well, you sure have my vote. That ought to grab our listeners by the ear. Welcome, sir. I see Mickey has sent us another musician. What will you play?
Silencio! Iggy, don't nonsense!
Welcome, senors. We're glad to have you join our auditions for station K.I.D.S. I see you have a difference of opinion. Why don't you step over here and sing all about it?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Venerable, and I see you brought a friend.
Welcome, Miss Venerable. I'm glad you came.
I'll just bet you are, and this is no friend of mine. He's happened to come as I did. Who are you and what do you want?
I am Lorenzo Belcanto, and I came to sing Figaro. Means Miki. She telling me to sing, we see hear me sing. So I came. You know we see hear me sing? I go.
Figaro? Why, that's opera. I never thought I'd see to do with anything on that what happened around here. Must be Mr. Dad's work. I would like to congratulate him, but I see that he is busy. Do sing for us now. This is an unexpected and pleasant treat. Before I must take up some unpleasant matters with you, Mr. Bottomline. Do sing, Mr. Bel Canto.
Mrs. Venable, I know this wasn't what you're expecting, but there's no harm in a little musical fun. I'm sure our people will enjoy it.
Mr. Bottomline, how dare you use such a travesty of sublime art?
But Mrs. Venable, it was supposed to be a funny song when Rossini first wrote it. You'll have to admit that.
I don't want to hear another word. Such things will not be permitted in my station. Let's go on down to begin our third meeting. I must say, this little episode has not put me in a positive mood for it. I'm just glad Fred didn't have anything to do with it.
No, he didn't.
Station K.I.D.S, good afternoon. Yes, Mr. Quote, our sales manager would be happy to talk to you.
Yes, Mr. Goodred, we'd love to have your bakery sponsor our Western group.
Station K.I.D.S, good afternoon. Yes, we have a salesperson available. Candy Pitcher, would you take this? It's the Fender Tender Garage wanting to sponsor Lorenzo. Good K.I.D.S afternoon station. Good station. Yes, we have a salesperson you can talk to about our musical band. Station K.I.D.S, I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but our sales staff is all talking. No, we don't yet have a sponsor for our Mexican group. If you can wait just a minute, I'll put you on hold. Station K.I.D.S, yes, we do plan to program them again. That is, Mr. B, do we plan to repeat the acts we had on today?
Well, that's entirely up to Mrs. Venable. Get the number and we'll call them right back.
We certainly do, Mr. Bottomline. Whatever Mr. Dead is doing in there is a hit. And a hit is what the station's been for a long while.
Mrs. Venable, there's something I must confess. Fred hasn't been on the air for a long time. I borrowed the air from him this afternoon with the help of Mike the engineer and the so-called auditions we held in broadcast.
Borrowed the air, Mr. B? How can you do that? How will you pay it back?
What I heard on the air, you can't mean.
Yes, Mrs. Venable, I'm afraid we have sponsors for all of our acts. We can cancel them, of course, if that is your wish. But as you said, it is what we've been needing for a long time.
All right, Mr. Bottomline. You won't have to draw me pictures. Actually, I've been suspecting that my dear old friend in there wasn't quite in tune with the times. But he is so sincere. Tell me, whatever inspired you to hold on the live, on the air auditions?
Mrs. Venable, it was like this. We were just musing on music.
Jimmy, that song has inspired me too. I'm going to appoint you program director, and I want you to work very closely with Mr. Bottomline to have lots of live music at station K.I.D.S. Now, will you go and relieve Mr. Dead? Tell him I'd like to speak with him.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you, ma'am. Esmeralda, I didn't know you were here. I've been so absorbed in my experiment.
Yes, I know. Mr. Bottomline told me. Fred, I know the station needs you, but I have greater need for your talents than other than venerable enterprises, so I'm going to steer you away from station K.I.D.S.
Well, I'm sure you know best, Esmeralda, but
You've really given us a lot of help, Fred. What you did in that booth today was a new way to go for the station.
thanks, Carrie. I wasn't sure my contribution was being appreciated.
It is. In fact, we're going to miss you around here, aren't we, gang?
Mr. B, what did you mean when you said you borrowed the air from Mr. Dunn? Are you going to pay it back to him?
Marilyn, that was just a saying.
What indeed did you mean, Carrie?
Marilyn is right. Fred should be given the air, and we here at the station at just once do it. Mike, turn that microphone. Let's tell the world about it.
And here we are on K.I.D.S. Kids Radio. We're gonna tickle your ears and march through the feeling and sound. Music that is, just keep your dial on. And on K.I.D.S. Kids Radio, we got the hottest sound. Tell them don't get too close to the radio, or you might stick ears on. K.I.D.S. Remember, that means you and you. And now it's all along from our soul. I think if you're a parent or a grandparent or whatever of any of these kids, you should be really exploding with pride because what they just put on was a junior high play. It was geared for junior high level. I want to say thank you to all of you parents and whoever helped to get some of these costumings in. I couldn't have done it myself. Just everybody pitched right in, and that's what makes it work. So thank you again. Thank you for coming. Have a nice evening.